bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, Is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego? Do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
Right, so in front of the headmaster or the headmistress, for you younger brothers, and you probably, the Spirit's going to make who needs to see this video go and see it.
Yeah.
When you go in front of your headmistress, headmaster, if there's going to be another Lucy Juicy before, whatever the case may be, or it could be the M.O.T.B next time round, you're going to say no through the power and spirit of Yehovah Shino Kala Yehovah. Yeah, let's carry on reading, and we're going to end with this one.
Verse 15.
Now jump down to 17, around that time now. Yeah, 17.
Daniel 3 and 17. If it be so, our power whom we serve is able to...
Read 16 and the last three from 16.
Daniel 3 and 16. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter. If it be so, our power whom we serve...
I tell you what, read that again in the NLTV. Read the rest of the verses in
16 to 19.
Yeah, in the NLT.
Alright, come on, I'll get it right.
And we're going to close with that.
You want me to get it or you already? Oh, you got it, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, so this is not just, we're just reading over this as history, right, which it is history, but once again, those men, those faithful men, they stood their ground then, they're going to stand their ground again this time around, man. Stood so stiffly. Abarazar, that spirit be upon us at that moment in time.
From verse 16, this is the New Living Translation, NLT. Daniel 3 and 16, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego replied, O Nebuchadnezzar, we do not need to defend ourselves before you. If we are thrown into the blazing furnace, the Most High whom we serve is able to save us. He will rescue us from your power, your majesty. But even if he doesn't, we want to make it clear to you, your majesty, that we will never serve your gods or worship the gold statue you have set up.
Right, how about that for some faith there? How about that? You want to make it clear and plain upon tables that you will stand our ground for Yehovah Shai. So, all right, let's just read 27.
Correct. We're skipping on to 27, Daniel 3 and 27. Then the high officers, officials, governors, and advisors crowded around them.
Slakia 26. There's a lot of meeting there, but we're just ending off now with the moral of the story.
So Daniel 3 and 25, it says, Look, Nebuchadnezzar shouted, I see 4 men unbound, walking around in the fire unharmed, and the 4th looks like a power. And it says, that was Yahushua, by the way.
Yep.
Verse 26, then Nebuchadnezzar came as close as he could to the door of the flaming furnace and shouted, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High Power, come out, come here. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire.
Is that in the NLT?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
All the way down to the end.
It says Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, servants of the Most High, come out, come here. So Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego stepped out of the fire. Then the high officers, officials, governors, and advisors crowded around them and saw that the fire had not touched them. Not a hair on their heads was singed, and their clothing was not scorched.
See that? Hold on. See the power of the Most High, man, right there? Right? He delete. You brought that one out earlier. He delete. He make alive, and he kill. He bring down. He raise up.
Yeah.
This is his movie at the end of the day, man. Just all you got to do is just hear what he's saying, listen to him, play your position in the movie. Because it's always going to end up. Carry on reading, man.
Faith is really just having trust and confidence in Yahweh. So verse 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, Praise to the Most High of Shadrach, Meshach, and
Right.
Abednego.
That's Nebuchadnezzar. Right? People talk about winning people over. Right? The young men won over the king of Babylon. The young men won over the king of Babylon. Because he what's he saying? Read that again and then finish it off. 28, innit?
Yeah, I missed a little bit of 27 where it says, and their clothing was not scorched.
Yeah.
They didn't even smell of smoke. Then Nebuchadnezzar said,
No, go on.
no, I was just reading.
Yeah, because there wasn't in fire. There wasn't enough fire.
Some air conditioning.
They never get burned. That's one of the old school rockers music. No, them never get burned. Burning spear, casting out a fire. But them, because there wasn't in the fire. That's why.
Yeah.
There was a we call it a hedge, a spiritual hedge
around them.
You know,
You read my mind.
But from the outside looking in, you know what I mean? Oh, the man, but you get closer, no fire never, as it's saying there. Self-explanatory, it's saying it, man.
Right, verse 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise to the Most High of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent his angel to rescue his servants who trusted in him. They defied the king's command."
See? Oh, you see what happened when you stand your ground there? Right? You got this what you call it? Yeah, it could be prime minister. But you got, what they call him in school? The headmistress, headmaster. They're talking with they look confident, look like royalty right in front of you, looking all intimidating. You see, and you said, no, but your God is more powerful than him. Right? You can't see him. But you see what happened when you listen to you and you believe that faith thing?
Yeah.
And Abu Razak, once again, that's what we're praying and building up our faith to.
It's a build-up.
Up to that time come. And yes, brothers have testimonies. There's been experiences that you can fall back on too. Because did the Most High not bless you? Of course he did. He blessed you. And you still got, let me say it like this. You got some blessings to come for that still. So there's a backlog of blessings for you that's coming to you. If you haven't already got some, you got more to come for that standing off standing your ground on that. So you got what's the word? There's a backlog.
Yeah.
There's a backlog of blessings. I'm just talking in the spirit.
Because the Lord deals bountifully in abundance, you see?
Yeah. So verse 28, actually, verse 28.
Yeah, there wasn't even smoked with fire. There wasn't even the fire. I was saying.
So verse 28, Daniel 3 and 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise to the Most High of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego."
He's doing it again. The spirit's on him. He don't know what to do, man. What else can he do? The proof is in the pudding, man. What else can you do? You have to give glory to. That's like what they call that in the magician world. That's a miracle. Even though that's magic, but it's a miracle. But it's the spirit of the Lord.
But even the left-hand side going to show signs and wonders. But if it were possible, they should not deceive the very elect. You see?
Yeah.
But it's not possible.
If it's
That's
not,
right.
but that's it.
Because it's not possible. Yeah.
So it says, "Praise to the Most High of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent his angel to rescue his servants who trusted in him. They defied the king's command."
Stop there. Yehovah Shemeshai Wa Alahayim. That's another one of my prayers. Like them quick little prayers what you just be saying, when you're darting from place to place and you're doing that and you Shalak Yehovah. Now I'm getting back into him, but I remember the first time I come into the truth, that was one of my things, man. Just say your prayers. And I remember when I first, you might be full of zeal and all of that. I would see them chariots, man. Because when you say Shalak, you mean send, right?
Yeah.
Yehovah Shemeshai, the name, chariots, right? Or Alahayim, angels, chariots or powers. So Shalak Yehovah Shemeshai Wa Alahayim, send the angels, send the powers. And I kid you not, brothers know, when I always used to say that was one of my things, seeing chariots, because the Most High, if you're visual, He's gonna give you what you need. So I was getting like seeing chariots all the time. And now this time, around that time, it's around this time anyway, where you be seeing it's clear sky at night, you be seeing angels, chariots. So that's what. See now, if he didn't stand that faith, stand their ground, there would be no need for them for Yahweh to send chariots or angels. Read that again and then finish it off, Baba Kushan.
Daniel 3 and 28. Then Nebuchadnezzar said, "Praise to the Most High of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. He sent his angel to rescue his servants who trusted in him. They defied the king's command and were willing to die rather than to serve or worship any god except their own gods. Therefore I make this decree, if any people, whatever their race or nation or language, speak a word against the Most High of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they will be torn limb from limb, and their houses will be turned into heaps of rubble. There is no other God who can rescue like this. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego to even higher positions in the province of Babylon.
See, one act of faith can move mountains. Yehoshua said that. So, brothers, I mean, self-explanatory, man. I could say so many things, but I think he said it there. He said, don't touch these guys, man. You know, being torn from limb, you know. And don't mess with them, man. In other words, don't mess with them. Their house, give them the best house, give them the best job, right? Governor, all of them, and all of that. You know, as the brothers them say, and all of that, and then some. Brothers, say your last comment. Brother, anybody got any last comment? But your last comment, you say.
Yeah, just a brief one. You know, it's the same way the two midwives, Shipra and Pua, back in Exodus 2, when Pharaoh was slaying the firstborn. You know, they stood in faith, and of course relied on Yahweh in order to defend them. And they didn't slay the male firstborn. And of course, the Most High gave them houses as a reward. So it's a similar story to Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Daniel 3.
Right. So, yeah, man. So after the Abu Razak was edifying, you window shoppers, there shouldn't be no more window shoppers, man. You know what I mean? After all those history, facts, history that we're in, living, breathing proof right there, man. Right? You window shoppers, wake up, choose wisely, and live, man. Beautiful examples right there. You know what I mean?
So it boils down to the doctrine at the end of the day. There's only one true doctrine, right? And this is what we push at GMS, okay? All right, as the brother, the title for this lesson, right? What is it again? Read it again.
Yeah. You window shoppers, wake up, choose wisely.
Choose wisely, right? You must know. And that's why it's a blessing when the Lord has woken up you up to this truth, to know the true doctrine. Tell you what, right? It's a blessing, right? Yeah. So, hope and pray that it's edifying through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah, Kodash. And we give double honors to our apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.